Your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you. Another fairly nice day, although those winds beginning to pick up a little bit more. Lots of sunshine, though. That has definitely been nice. But if you thought the winds were gusty today, just wait until tomorrow. So those winds are really going to begin to crank. But we did warm things back up into the 50s here. But it's another quick cool down as the sun is set. 45 now in Champaign. Still holding on to 50 in Springfield, 49 degrees in Effingham. Temperatures will not be as cool tonight. We're not heading down into the 20s like some of us were this morning. Instead, we're going to hover into these low 40s for much of tonight. But it's the winds that become the big story for your Thursday. We'll show you a wind advisory and what it means for you when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Tonight, health officials have asked the public to change the way they celebrate Thanksgiving, while the governor is following suit, but not because of COVID. You're probably starting to see outdoor seating with areas covered, why health experts say they still pose a risk. And more good news in the race for a coronavirus vaccine. Which one is proven to be 95% effective?
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Just like all of you, I want to be with my family for the holidays. And just like all of you, because of COVID, my family is having to make sacrifices to stay safe.
For the first time ever, Governor Pritzker says his family will not celebrate Thanksgiving at the same table. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. Health officials are urging the public to plan smaller gatherings for the holiday this year to reduce the risk of spreading COVID. But the governor's holiday plans are changing due to a threat of another kind. Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Springfield. So, Mark, the governor says his daughter came under threat on social media.
Paul, good evening. Governor Pritzker's Thanksgiving plans were disrupted by the other virus plaguing our nation, fake news. A so-called news publication that's run by a far right-wing outlet published an anonymous story that didn't have any reporter's name attached to it. And in that story, they claimed that the governor's daughter was violating his own coronavirus restrictions, eating at a restaurant in a large group. That group in the photo was seated outdoors, not inside. But the larger hole in that story was that his daughter wasn't pictured anywhere there. The governor's office said it was a total lie, a complete fabrication, and yet that story still remains up online. Many of our, we've seen it circulating, shared even to our newsroom, yet it's not correct. It hasn't been revised. It hasn't been corrected. The story went viral online. The governor says his daughter started to receive threats directly. And then on Monday, reporters asked him, would you be in Illinois for Thanksgiving? He didn't quite answer the question directly at that time, opening the door for Republicans, including members of Congress, to pounce, calling him a hypocrite. The very next day, he issued this clarification.
My wife and I were in the process of making the very hard decision that we may need to celebrate Thanksgiving apart from one another for the first time ever. And it was weighing heavily on my mind. I will be celebrating Thanksgiving in Chicago with our son. Our state is at a crisis point when it comes to the COVID pandemic. And as leader, I believe that the situation is simply too grave for me to be elsewhere. My wife and daughter are in Florida, and they will remain there indefinitely.
Political bickering aside, Governor Pritzker made the point that his family, his kids, should be entirely off limits. In fact, it's a very similar message Congressman Rodney Davis himself gave the night he won re-election to his 5th term in Congress. Still no word from Congressman Davis or LaHood in walking back or changing their remarks. Congressman Davis really said he's happy to see the governor will be in Illinois, but still called him a hypocrite, attacking him for property taxes and for being in large groups and gatherings after Election Day. It certainly seems that, yes, even after this election has finished and America has cast its vote, made its voice heard, no matter whether you have a large gathering, a family gathering, a small group at your Thanksgiving dinner table this year, there'll be no shortage of political disagreements to go around and fuel the conversation. Paul?
Yeah, and certainly raises the question if all of those people will be having holidays with the people within their households or opening their doors to extended family as well. All right, Mark Maxwell in Springfield. Mark, thanks. Well, the governor also said, quote, "I try very hard to keep my high school age children out of the spotlight. They were not elected to anything. They did not choose this public life, and I have a reasonable expectation that their privacy will be protected." One city that's following the governor's mitigations is Taylorville. The mayor said today Tier 3 mitigations will take effect after midnight Friday. They're asking for voluntary compliance for not only those in their city, but all other municipalities in Christian County. The county's positivity rate is 23.5%. And here's a look at today's numbers statewide. There are more than 8,900 new COVID cases, and that brings the total to more than 606,000 cases since March. Now, the positivity rate has gone down slightly, 14.2% over the last 7 days. There are more than 5,900 people in the hospital as of last night, 1,100 plus in the ICU, 547 on ventilators. 140 more people have died in the last 24 hours. 10 of those people are from central Illinois. More than 11,000 people have now lost their lives to COVID-19 in Illinois. The oldest woman in Champaign County with COVID-19 has died. She was at least 100 years old. Health officials say she is the 41st person who has died with the virus in the county. 225 new cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed, bringing the county to a total of more than 9,300 cases. One of the behind-the-scenes challenges of COVID-19, learning new technology to track who's infected. That's part of the job of public health workers. In a Facebook live stream today, Sangamon County's Gail O'Neill told listeners that managing multiple systems has been a learning curve. Still, that's helped contact tracers monitor who's isolating or in quarantine. Southern Illinois University's Dr. Vidya Sundaration said the county health department is monitoring those in quarantine who are asymptomatic, as well as those who are isolating with the virus. Now, the weather is getting colder, which means more restaurants are adjusting. Many are adding covers and heat to outdoor seating areas. It's happening at some restaurants in downtown Champaign. Public health still considers these tents to meet outdoor dining guidelines, but U of I health experts say you are running a risk.
The reason that outside is helpful is because we have this vast, amount of air that's keeping us in fresh air, and when we're indoors, we don't. And so when we take something that's technically outside but make it look like inside.
If you are interested in learning more about outdoor dining guidelines, visit WCIA.com. And there is more promising news on the vaccine front. Pfizer and its partner BioNTech announced plans to apply for emergency use authorization of their vaccine after results show it's 95% effective. Pfizer says the vaccine appears to protect older people and has virtually no side effects. The development comes as a White House coronavirus task force report shows 47 states are now in the red zone for new cases. The task force calls the spread of the virus aggressive and unrelenting.
This is an extraordinary strong protection.
And 1,700 COVID-19 deaths were reported in the U.S. yesterday. That's the highest single-day total since mid-May. Doctors on the White House task force say if more steps aren't taken, the U.S. could see up to 2,000 daily deaths by Christmas. A murder suspect from Champaign is fighting his extradition to Illinois. Calvin Williams is being charged with the shooting death of 16-year-old Garyante Brown. Williams is in police custody in Michigan. The Champaign County Sheriff tells us he refused extradition, and they're waiting for a governor's warrant to bring him back to Urbana. It isn't clear how long that process could take. A family continues looking for answers 6 years after the murder of a man in Champaign. 27-year-old Damian Henderson was shot and killed in 2014, leaving his children behind. His case has not been solved. Henderson was shot to death in a car by Shadowwood Mobile Homes. He attended Champaign Central and was on the basketball team. Henderson was killed in mid-November 2014. Around this time, many friends and family reflect on who he was.
Damian was an incredible young man. He was a yes coach, no coach young man, and extremely respectful, hard worker, really did anything and everything that he could do for the team. And he was one of the most selfless young men I've ever seen.
If you know anything about this case that could help, you're asked to give Champaign Police a call. The Salvation Army is looking for volunteers. How you can get involved this holiday season. Plus this.
It's just something small that we could do.
This surge in COVID-19 hospitalizations is keeping healthcare workers busy. How you can make sure they get a bite to eat.